Men, when was the last time you cried? When I was a freshman in high school, I had a world civilization teacher named Mr. Arthur. He was the kind of teacher that made learning a subject I wasn't interested in fun. He pushed me to try harder in class and told me that if there's one thing I'll remember from him, it's that I should never settle for good enough. His classes weren't boring lectures of laundry lists of facts. They were engaging, quirky, funny, and always kept my attention. There were about a dozen times when he came in dressed in a costume as a character from history, and he'd bring a boombox in with him. He always had some popular 90s song loaded up, and he had even written his own lyrics depending on the character he dressed as. One song I vividly remember was My Grain Is, to the tune of Eminem's My Name Is, when we were learning about the agricultural revolution. Mr. Arthur was fun and loving, and he cared deeply about each and every one of us. Before we were dismissed at the end of every class, he'd always recite to us his mantra, find your path, give back, and make good choices. Well, on February 14th of 2006, the morning of Valentine's Day, Mr. Arthur was struck while on his way to buy flowers for his wife, and he died on the spot. He was 32. He left behind his loving wife and his 1-year-old son. I remember walking by his classroom door during the second period the day after, and I saw troves of people hunched over in sadness, crying and comforting each other. I wanted to join them, but I didn't want to be seen as weak. I was only 14, but my dad had always taught me to never let another person see you show weakness. It was a long walk home from school that day, and the closer I got to my house, the harder it became to choke back the tears. Once the door shut behind me, everything came flooding out. Mr. Arthur was gone, and I was never going to see him again. He's gone. He's really gone, I said as my mother comforted me. I remember my dad actually gave out to me for crying, calling me a little girl because some good-for-nothing teacher died. Mr. Arthur's wake was very well attended, and the funeral ceremony was held that week in the high school's main auditorium. There were 3 songs being played on repeat during the funeral, and the one I'll always remember is Wind Beneath My Wings. It's been 10 years since, and to this day when I hear that song I immediately get choked up. Just last week I had to drive across states to visit my parents, and when I got in my car I put my old iPod onto shuffle for memories. There are about 1,600 songs on it, but the first song that came on was Wind Beneath My Wings. I hadn't heard that song in probably 3 years, and the words cut like a knife. I began crying immediately, and almost crashed into a tree because the tears covered my vision.